Howdy, folks. Scrolling with Charlie. Season 1, Episode 23. We have a full panel of not such a full panel. But for you NASCAR fans that are desperate enough to watch this instead of the race, we're going to keep you posted on what's happening. Last I heard, Junior was in 16th because his adjustments were not real good on his last pit stop. And if y'all don't care, sorry. Anyway. We're going to go on the introductions, and everybody's going to say who their favorite driver is, except for Edgar, because Edgar does not like NASCAR. Edgar Natras is out of Nevada. Yes, we were running late, Donna Presley, sorry. We were trying to get the race tuned in. Yeah. Edgar Natras, tell everybody about your funky yourself.
Greetings from Nevada. I'm one of 3 online woodworkers that I know of from Nevada. I have a small YouTube channel with only 3 videos on it, and hopefully one tomorrow, so stay tuned. I also have a web page I just started, and it's just as small. It's I'll put those in the at the end. I'll just put them in. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm floundering over here.
You want to tell people the name of your YouTube channel so they can see your video when it comes out?
Haven't picked a name yet, but right now you can get to it by just typing in Edgar Natras with an N, people. So that way you don't get frustrated and using the wrong, because both buttons are right next to each other. So
it's like mattress, but it's with an N.
No, it's N as in Nelly, A-T-T-R-E-S-S.
I said it's like mattress, but with an N.
No, it's N as in Nelly, A-T-T-R-E-S-S.
Okay, we're not on the same page here. Okay, we got 4 viewers, and for y'all, those of you just joining us, we will keep you posted if anything worth the crap happens on NASCAR. And Russ, you know who my favorite driver is, Dale Jr., so that's the main guy we give a crap about. All right, thank you, Edgar. And moving on over to Gary Griffiths. He's in, don't tell me, Oklahoma, where it's all stormy and crap. Tell everybody about your funky stuff.
Yep, I'm in central Oklahoma in the midst of getting storms and trying to dry out. Been scrolling a couple of years. Got an Excalibur 16. I am on Facebook. If you do friend request me, if I don't know your name, send me a message so I know who you are. If not, more than likely you won't get your request approved. So far, I'm just sitting here enjoying myself, trying to dry out.
By God, thank you very much. He still hasn't approved me because he doesn't like me. Okay, my brother is also updating me. So for the sake of folks, I'm going to say for Dale Jr., his car is very loose. Practices were in the sun. Race isn't. Truex is a rocket. 7 seconds ahead of second. Caution is out. Okay. How many shows like this can you get NASCAR updates? That's too cool. John Schaffner is out of New York, and he's upside down. And you're not.
Yes, no. You're not seeing things, people. I'm still upside down. Technical difficulties with my laptop, of course. Here in Central New York, it's in the 90, around 90 today.
Ooh,
humid is crazy. Hard to breathe. You know, all that good stuff. But anyway, social media stuff is, I have my Facebook page under my name, John Schaffner, and at this time, that is all, folks.
All right, I assume Russ Clarity is telling the truth. Will you just mention with me, Russ?
What?
26 cars are involved in a wreck?
No, I said under caution, 26 car wrecked.
That's what I just said.
Number 26, not 26 cars.
Oh. Okay, I'm about to say, good Lord, that's a Talladega kind of mess.
Okay, so I'll put the hashtag in front of it next time.
Yeah, okay, but we got to go in order. Russ Meadows out of Beaumont.
Yeah, Russ Meadows, Beaumont, Texas, about 3.5 hours away from the great Charles Deering. And I've been scrolling for about, there you go, about 9 to 10 months at the most. And you can reach me on my name on Facebook, Russ Meadows, or on my Facebook page, Rusty Nail Woodworks.
10-4, much obliged. And another NASCAR update. One of the spotters says it's raining now. Or trying to rain. So the race may get rained out. Let's hope not, because life will have no meaning without a race. Russ Clarity, Tell everybody about your funky NASCAR self. He's a Tony Stewart fan, so he can't be all that.
Yeah, I'm a Tony Stewart. Oh no, I like Junior and also like Dale Senior. It's just all Tony Stewart's another one that I like. Now, if it would come down between him and Junior winning a race, I don't know which I'd root for. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yep. You can reach me at simplywoodencreations.com, Simply Wooden Creations on Facebook, and I'm doing some YouTube videos now at Simply Wooden Creations on YouTube. So, been doing this for about 35 years. Can't think of a whole lot that I haven't scrolled. I mean, anywhere from portraits to compound, pretty much anything in between. So.
Well, have you done a 5-foot tall scrolling, sir?
Well, I have never done a life-size scrolling like you have. So you have. I'll bow to the spiral god. You got me there.
No, I wasn't trying to be arrogant. You said I can't think of anything I haven't scrolled, so I had to
Well,
go
I
there.
ain't never done anything that big.
In the interest of including the audience, Edgar says go Raiders. Apparently, he's a few months early, but if you go for the Raiders, Edgar needs friends, folks. Okay. He lives out in the desert and he goes for the Raiders. Really, y'all help the guy out. Thank you, Gary, for saying no. Go Cowboys. That's what I'm talking about right there. I'm Charles Deering. I'm in Gatesville, Texas. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan and a Hook'em Horns, Texas Longhorn fan. Dale Jr. fan. And the race is going right now. That's how dedicated I am to y'all. Because I ain't gonna watch no stinking race while my babies are right here. Sure. Unless it's Talladega. I'll miss my own wedding for Talladega or Daytona. I'm just saying. Brad Matthews says, hello, everyone. How the heck are you? Good to see you, sir. I'm Gatesville, Texas. I already said that. On YouTube, where you may most likely be watching this. If not, it's embedded somewhere and help me. We're stuck. Anyway, yeah, I'm also an unemployed comedian, and I go by Charles Deering Scroll on YouTube and the Charles Deering on Facebook. So now,
I would also like to mention one other thing. Some people might be watching us on YouTube, and I do monitor that every show. So if you're watching us on YouTube and you want to, I put on there, post your questions here, and we'll try to answer it on the live show. So if you watch me during the show, look over to this side. That's what I'm doing, is going to the YouTube channel. If you want to post your questions there, if you're watching us on YouTube, I will read them out here on live, and we'll try to answer them also.
By golly, and we're your multi-helpful. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're your multi-helpful show because we talk football, we talk NASCAR, we talk scrolling. Because that being said, Dan Engelbretson, who also needs friends apparently, because he's a 49er fan. Just saying. Kidding, Dan. And Wigwag Workshop, which is Steven says has NASCAR relaxed a bit on being all politically correct every moment. Maybe a little bit, but it's yeah. I don't know what to tell you there. I know what
They
you're
changed
thinking.
the rules. They changed the rules on NASCAR as often as people change their underwear.
Absolutely, or less. People changing their underwear. Yeah, that's personal problems. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. It derailed. We have Donald something or another here. Nothing. Donald Woodard, I believe, was what the name was when it popped in. I'm guessing he has no audio or no picture. So type in the chat section, Donald, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna go back over to the Q&A in case that just spills right up. He says, "Hi. Was I correct on your last name, Woodard, or was it Woodward?" Anyway, it's Woodford. Okay. All right. Right before the show started, we came up with a topic, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, incorporating scrolls. Oh, put the camera on yourself, Charlie, not the icon. There you go. Hi. Incorporating scrolls. Okay, good. Thank you, Brad Matthews. Wrote in the Q&A. Just a quick reminder for everyone to be careful in the workshop. A family friend last week chopped off his left thumb with a circular saw. Ouch. After spending over 15 hours in surgery, they were unable to save it, so be careful. That's very sad. I joke a lot, but that's very sad. I hope that person's okay. Yes, be very careful in the shop. no matter what tool you are using, use the proper safety stuff. And if you see one of us doing a video and we're not using safety stuff, it's because we're not telling you. Never mind. Just do what you know you're supposed to do. We're not responsible for what you screw up. And that's not aimed at Brad. And Brad, I'm very sorry for your friend. But yes, be safe in your shop too. Eugene Satterfield. When is Charlie going to start doing his show from the new workshop? As soon as I got room to move in there, Eugene. Right now it's filled up with a bunch of stuff like insulation and plastic and crap, and the computer room's not closed in yet. But as soon as I can get in there, hopefully by next weekend I will be in there. But we have to get all the crap to run internet out to the shed because the Wi-Fi signal is not strong enough. But thank you for asking. I'm looking forward to being out there too. Junior's in 15th, and the rain seems to be a quick passover, so the race is still on for you folks that are on the edge of your seats. The topic at hand is incorporating scroll saw work into a project. We're going to run on over to Edgar and Donald. If you don't mind, type something in the chat section if you've ever incorporated scroll sawing into something. And Russ Meadows is telling me to start over. He missed something. I think he's messing with me because I don't know what the heck he means. Edgar, have you ever incorporated, or do you intend to incorporate scroll sawing into a project?
Actually, this goes to a question you asked me a while back. If I could, I designed a table for you a while back, something really simple and minimal tools, and I just happen to have it pulled up right now, so just give me a minute.
Okay, I'm going to present you to everyone. Everybody remind me to stop presenting him when we're done.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, here we go. Something really, really simple. Let me get rid of this real quick. Okay. This can be done fairly easily and quickly, probably an afternoon, but for Charlie's purposes, the underneath here is datoed out or rabbited out so that his panels can fit inside there, and then this little step is so that he can attach it with his backer. Okay. And this is one of the projects I have listed on my website. Really simple. I even have a cut list on there. But this is just one way you can incorporate your work. And a lot of this can be done just scraps in your shop, and the biggest cost will probably be your glass and your time scrolling.
Yeah, I want to publicly thank you for sending me that table design. Yeah, that's one way you can incorporate scrolling into a regular woodworking project. But I'll let you continue, Ed, if you're still.
I believe I'm done. I just wanted to showcase something that you asked me to help you with.
10-4?
Yeah. So all this can be found on my website. It's really easy.
You want to repeat that website for people that may not have been listening?
It's uncleedwoodworking.weebly.com, I believe it is. I'll post it in the description below.
Or the
after the
show.
Actually. What?
I said, or actually it would be in the comment section.
Or comment section.
Yes. Yeah, I screwed you up.
I'm new to this.
Okay, I'm stopping presenting. I did not forget. And Donald said something in the chat section. I got to go back and see it. He said, totally scroll saw, not included in any other project. Thank you very much, Donald. Gary Griffiths, have you ever incorporated scroll saw work into another project?
Not yet, I haven't, but getting into this woodworking with this pallet wood, I kind of want to try to incorporate it into something. I just don't know how or what I want to do with it yet, but like Edgar showed, maybe something on the table with the underneath on the braces, maybe scroll some type of design or something into it, kind of gives it some ornate look or something like that. But eventually I want to try to incorporate it into what I'm doing to kind of give it more, what's the word, kind of Well, kind of give it a different look, and you know, contrast between the two, and you kind of make it more fancy looking.
Yeah, I think another good selling point, if you were to do table inserts or whatever you call them, you could have the same size insert or different themed inserts all at the same size for that same table, and just display them around the table, saying you change your mind about what you want in the room, boom, there's a new insert. But I think the most common scroll work added to another project would probably be overlay, but that's just my opinion. Rick Hutchison says the race is under red flag because it's raining hard. Dag blabbit.
Yes,
Like
it is.
that.
I was just going to say, I was just watching the pictures over there and going to mention that they ain't going to be racing for a little while. It's coming down pretty hard.
Okay, that sucks for NASCAR, but it's good for us because we're not missing anything. I know Edgar's torn up because he's our biggest NASCAR fan here. John Schaffner, have you ever incorporated scrolling into another who's was it project?
Actually, I have. I used to make these gun racks and bow racks, and had shelves on the side and a door on it to store your ammo and all that stuff. And on the door, I would either cut out a profile of a deer in some woods or a bear in the woods or whatever, and just like you said, overlay it right onto the door. And they they sold pretty good. But more recently, actually, I just started today planning out a patio set for our back deck here, and it's a pedestal style table, and in that pedestal I'm gonna put like a little, probably a pine tree or something like that, and the only way to get that in there would be with the scroll saw, and give that a try and see what happens. But I've done other stuff too. I mean, nothing I can think of right offhand, but over the years I've done a lot of overlays and incorporated a lot of scrolling into different things.
All right, appreciate that, John. For anybody that doesn't know that's just joining us, you're not drunk. John I'm sorry to always say this, John. I just want to explain.
I'm live from Australia.
Yeah. John received his laptop back from the shop, and for some reason the image on his cam was upside down. I think maybe they took it apart and didn't realize they put the cam in upside down. Some people think it's settings. None of us know. And thank you for that update on the race, by the way, Rick Hutchison. I have two more things going on in the Q&A. Oh, God, I just deleted the wrong. I meant to. Oh, Rick Hutchison says, I've done gingerbread work for the peaks and under the eaves on houses. Very good idea. Thank you for that. And let me go back to the regular Q&A. And E-Cabinets Tips and Tricks, which is Scott Marshburn, says balances over windows and sinks. That's another good idea. Let me delete these, and then I will get to the next places in line. Sweet. Mr. Russ Meadows, have you ever incorporated scrolling into another project?
No, I haven't, but
blame it.
I'm open to suggestions. It sounds like an idea that I'd like to get involved with.
Yeah, it sounds like we had a whole mess of ideas there.
Yeah, but my creativity is not the best. You know, I don't have to see something first, and then I say, well, hey, I can do that. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Alrighty, I'm better at working from blank. I'm one of these people. I'm visual. I can think up things, but how to construct it, I'm not good at yet. General word workers can do that, but I have to have a set of plans to go off of. That's just me personally. Thank you for that,
John Shafter. Well, if I got to know something, but if John Shafter wanted to not put little deers on his gun cases, he can have John Cousins show him how to make them foxes walk all over using bacon.
I'm gonna pretend I know. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna pretend I know what you're talking about, but in the meantime, I'm gonna move on over to the other Russ. Russ, you said you've scrolled a little bit of everything. So have you ever incorporated scrolling into another project, sir?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. I shudder at the thought of me not realizing that. Forgive me.
I told you I've pretty much done everything, except for a full-size friggin' CP30 D2125.
And solving world peace and driving a race car. Go ahead, go ahead.
I have driven a race car. I own 3.
Well, shut my mouth. Go ahead.
I've got one sitting outside. Anyway, let me see if I can screen share.
No.
And this is the only one that I could find the pictures of real quick, since you were asking the questions.
While you're setting that up, I'm going to run to Q&A.
It's set up.
Oh, well, okay, I'll wait. Go ahead.
This is a toy box that I did for my grandson.
That's cool.
And it's about 5 years ago. The little deer hoof prints on the corners right here, they're actually, I burnt those in, but the other stuff was actually scrolled in on it.
That's pretty cool. For those of you wondering, he didn't make the sides too long, or the corners. That's to keep children from squishing their fingers on the lid.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And also, it's not in this because I ordered them at the time when I was making this, and they hadn't come in yet, but they were put in before it went to him for his birthday. I put in the hinges, or the, not hinges, I can't think of what you would call them, but anyway, so he opens the lid. If he was to reach up and close it or to pull on it, it would slowly come down. It would not slam down.
Kind of like a shock absorber, like on the back of a
yeah, there's a special type gizmo that you put into it, but that's Gage. That's his name. I put it on top of the box.
Cool. That's something I need to do. I'd like to do a box like that, or a gun rack, or a fishing rod rack, because, and I've talked about this on past shows. I'm sorry, Russ, go ahead and finish. I just went right off into my own little tangent.
Well, one thing I wanted to point out, it doesn't take a lot of money to build one of these things. I made this out of I bought a full sheet of plywood, but I didn't use it all. But this is made out of 3/8" plywood and pine, clear pine. The plywood is in these center sections. This was actually one piece, and I bordered it with the pine, put the pine there. If you'll look over when I go to the next one, yeah, you can see the pine around bordering the, I did a rabbit edge and put that in. And it's just, I mean, it was very, very cheap to make this. In all sincerity, I think the most expensive things were the piano hinge for the door, the top, and there's another look. Now these are actually not deer paws; these are actually like leaves I put on there. But that's the piano hinge that I put across the back. It was the piano hinge, and then I bought 2 of those things. They go in here on the side, and they hook to the lid. The lid actually won't open all full. It only opens about, I'd say, more than 3/4, but not wide open like it is now, laying back, so to speak. And then, like I said, whenever you pull down on it, it will close, but it comes down slowly to keep him from catching his fingers, along with what Charles said, that I made these lower so it wouldn't be as apt to pinch his fingers. Yeah. But yes, and that's Gage, who I made the toy box for.
Aww. And he was not made on a scroll saw, just so y'all know, but we can't get into how he was made because it's not that kind of show.
Nope, that's him, and this is that's his father, my son-in-law Clay. I'll just show real quick, and that's my daughter. She probably wouldn't be happy showing this pic, but that's my daughter sitting over there. I don't remember what we were doing, but
this is my roommate in college, and this is his dog. This is on vacation in California. I'm just messing with you, Russ. I'm just messing with you. Wigwag Workshop Steven says the toy box I will be working on for my grandson will be incorporating scroll saw work. Sorry if I jumped right over you there, Russ. It wasn't intentional. Okay, maybe.
No, I've done several things throughout the years, or probably, I can't remember how many I've done. That one is just the one that I've done. I've done something since that, but that was done about 5 years ago, and that was you knew right where the pictures were. That's the reason I was able to pull it out.
10-4, not a problem. Steve from Wigwag Workshop. That's hard to say sometimes. Also says, speaking of which, can anyone recommend some SketchUp training videos using the Mac is a plus? I know there's SketchUp training videos, but I don't know if they're Mac specific. So check with jayscustomcreations.com, Jay Bates. He may know regarding the Mac. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know he messes with SketchUp, but I don't know if it's with a Mac or not. And as soon as I get to the next question, we will introduce Lee Knighton, who just joined the panel. Dan Ingebretson says, the closest I've come is I built a couple of shelves and scrolled the brackets. And
Buffalo Ron, or Buffalo Works Ron over at over on YouTube said, "Go Raiders to LA."
now there's two Raiders fans. Something is wrong with this world. Lee Knighton, you want to introduce yourself? Tell everybody about you, sir.
Can you hear me, Charles?
Yes, sir, I can.
Hey guys. Basically, I've been my name's Lee Knighton. I've been a scroller for about 10, 11 years, maybe a little bit longer. Started scrolling when I was about 10 years old. I was a pattern designer, and I run a club out of the Northeastern Ohio Scrollers, which is the club here in Ohio, and I pretty much work with them on doing events. And then you can find me on Facebook or all of the Scroll Saw forums on Facebook. You can find me there as well.
Thank you, sir. You just can't. You can find them in all these places, but you can't find them on camera because his face is so dark right now.
Yeah, we're working on that.
I hear you. I'm just messing with you. He's also a very newly licensed truck driver. Congratulations, Lee.
Not quite yet. We're getting there.
Well, I thought, okay, he's been through the courses and stuff. My mistake. Have I ever incorporated scrolling into something? No, I have not, but I plan to, so there went that topic. Holy crap. Oh, I was thinking we already hit an hour. No, it's only been 30 minutes. We got to think of another topic. Help us. Okay, we have 60.
I've done something you haven't done. You may have done a 6-foot CP30, but I did something you haven't done.
I did not do a CP30. Okay.
A P and 3P or what?
You said CPCO or something like that. That sounds like an Italian. Come here, CPCO. Sorry, that was so stupid. We got 16 viewers. The rest of the show depends on y'all. Send us questions, comments, suggestions, and if they're not nice, I won't repeat them. But if they're nice, I'll repeat them. And we need your help because the show's running dry on topics. By God. And let's leave the camera on Russ while we're talking so we can, yeah. So, what can I say? As Frank Tart would say, I'm here for Russ anyway. I'm trying to, okay. Oh, God, this is really embarrassing. 15 viewers are seeing me dry on topics there.
Well, what is presently everybody working on?
Yes. What is okay? If some of you saw the midday show, some of these answers you've already seen, so or heard. If you saw them, then you need to put down the crack pipe, okay? Because you're smelling colors. Edgar Natchez, what are you currently working on? I'm pretty sure it's not scroll saw related, but by God, you're a woodworker, and you're welcome, sir.
I am currently working on a bed, a high boy bed, 4-poster with my student, and I'm also gearing up to build a boat. And I was also, today I was working on something completely different. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it'll come out hopefully tomorrow it's a Mother's Day thing. So when we're done with the show, I'm going to go glue everything up and you'll see it. I'm going to try and do everything all at once. So.
I'm much glad. Looking forward to that, really am, because I've been waiting on the video. Donald Woodford said that he's working on firemen and police plaques. Gotta thank them for what they do. Mark Stalling says, sorry, I'm working in the shop. It's all right, Mark. My self-esteem is doing fine now, thank God. What is the easiest thing you've ever done? Okay, that's a good topic to go to after we find out what everybody's currently working on. Gary Griffiths, what are you currently working on, mister?
Kind of not really working on much. I just finished up my lumber rack, or at least part of it that I need, but I'm kind of sitting idle at the moment.
Poopy poop. That went too quick. John Schaffner, what you working on?
Right now, I'm in the middle of some end grain cutting boards that another YouTube woodworker, Roland from Backyard Woodworking, inspired me to try this. It's a random, I don't know, there's no pattern to it whatsoever. You just glue up a bunch of scrap and slip it through the planer and get it all everything nice and even. Then you cut it into you cross cut it into strips, glue it all, flip each other one, and I mean it's crazy. I'll take pictures of it and put it up on my Facebook when I'm done with it.
All right, looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to
fun.
I also look forward to when you get YouTube videos out. I know it's a process. Eugene Sheffield Satterfield said working on cat portrait. Would like to see that, Eugene. Lee Nyden, what are you currently working on? And by the way, it's raining still at the track, so you're not missing anything on NASCAR, folks. Lee Nyden, what are you currently working on, sir? You're muted in case I can't tell if you're trying to talk or not.
There we go. I was working on a couple of projects. They're kind of a heart project. It's like a wedding project. I don't know if you guys saw it. Rital made me the pattern, so I was kind of working on those. I've got one that I'm currently done with, but I got a couple of more that came in, so I'm just working on that.
10-4, much obliged. Russ Meadows, what is you working on? Okay, folks, I shouldn't be talking like that. What are you currently working on, sir?
I'm doing a memorial plaque, not plaque, a cross for a friend of ours. Mother passed away. It's a Sume pattern, and it's about 18 inches long. It's pretty good size. That's what I got going right now.
Yeah, it's one of those bittersweet things, you know. It's nice to be able to do something for somebody, but under those circumstances, it's kind of sad. Good luck on that, Russ, and thank you very much. Clarity, what are you currently working on?
I'm not going to tell you, but it will involve a 1/4-inch wooden dowel and one of these little caps that fit on the top of it, and it'll also involve these cool pictures.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that.
So I was going to have the video done last week, or I actually has to say this week, but due to the bout with gout, the bout with gout, yes, that's the reason. One of the reason I couldn't run the show last weekend is because I had to go to the ER because my foot was so killing me. Never had gout before, and you don't want it because it hurts. But I went to the ER, and to make a long story short, I had gout. They gave me some medicine. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday before I started getting better, so it's kind of threw me off kilter. So I didn't get to finish the video that I was working on, but it involves those things, and I hope to get it and finish the first of the week and have it posted, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And for those of you who watch, and those of you who watch the video, but you'll have to watch the video all the way to the end because I'm not going to tell, well, now you all know, but there'll be a free pattern involved.
Hey, we all love free. Lee Nyden is showing the project that he was referring to, and that is Jordan and Charles, August 15th. I am not that Charles. I'm married to Karen, but I'm just kidding. Very nice project, Lee. Charles Deering, what are you currently working on? It's funny you should ask, Charles. I'm working on my shop. I do have a commission piece in the works, but it's slow going because I got to make sure that they approve the design. So that's all I got to say there. I'm doing a bunch of shop crap. Mark Stalling says Russ is making the diet. The diet cannot have. Okay.
I cannot have. Yeah. No, it's not that. I'm 56, never had gout, and I said it on the earlier show today. People were listening, but I'll say it again. The doctor's pretty sure it was my blood pressure medicine that was causing it. It's a diuretic, and there's a long story behind it, and I don't feel like referring to it again. But it was causing my kidneys to not filter out as much uric acid as it should have, which gave me the gout. And they figure if I quit taking the high blood pressure medicine, I won't have any more problems.
Tenfo, Lee Nyden was saying that the pattern that he did this picture off of was made by a guy named Ratilal, R-A-T-I-T-A-L. I cannot remember for the life of me how to spell his last name, but he's a very good pattern designer, and I've never seen him charge. But he designs things like this. He's probably the only Ratilal on Facebook, so you might have good luck finding him. He's in a business suit, glasses, and dark hair. I believe he's of Middle Eastern descent, but I don't know right where. But he lives in Michigan. He lives in Michigan.
He's in the group. You mainly find him in the group, the Elite Scrollers. For those who are on Facebook, you can look that up. The Sherry Epler, I think, started that group, and he's on there a lot and does a lot of patterns on there. And he's very good. Does a lot of good stuff.
And Lee Nine is trying to correct me, but he keeps misspelling Indiana. First he said Indiana, and then he said Indian. It's Indiana, Lee. Come on now. Just kidding.
He's also in Scroll Pattern Cafe. He's got some patterns in there as well.
Yeah, he's a very good guy. He's always giving out free patterns. Guy. Brad Matthews says, yeah, it's actually Lee Nyden's group, by the way, Russ. Brad Matthews says, I just finished doing a green sea turtle. Green sea turtle. Picture on Facebook soon. Brad Matthews, are we friends on Facebook? If we are, forgive me for not remembering. I have over 1,000 friends, and it's hard to keep up with them all. That sounded really arrogant. I got a lot of friends. Anyway, I think we're friends on Facebook. Lee, he says he'll post pics soon. Ratalal Madavji Vadhavana. Yeah. Say that 3 times in a row. And for all you folks, for no entertainment value at all after the show, try to say toy boat 10 times in a row. It's not easy. Just saying. We should finish our show with that, but I'm telling you it's entertaining. You think you can do it? You can't. Yes, maturity is the focus of this show. What the heck time is it? Oh my God, we still got 20 minutes. Oh God, help me. 18 viewers, don't run, please. Just ask questions, something. We need your help. Okay, no, we have 18 viewers. Please suggest topics or things you'd like to ask or talk about, or this and that and that and this, and we will talk about it. I keep looking everywhere except for the camera. We love you. Ice Bank Mike Show. Oh, I almost walked right into that one.
Yeah. I can't believe you read that out either.
Well, I read all the comments that come up, and thank you, Gary Griffiths, for making me tell people I spank myself. I don't actually do that. He wrote Ice Bank Mice Shell. I'm supposed to read that quickly, and now I'm an idiot. Just kidding. I was an idiot before the show started, but I'm serious, folks. You're laughing at me now and rolling your eyes, but try to say toy boat, toy boat, toy boat on to 10 times. It's hard to do. It's not impossible, but it is hard. Okay, Russ, Claire, do you, the co-host, come up with a bloody topic, or the show is sunk?
Well, I just come up with one. What is the hardest project that you, using a scroll saw, that you've ever done?
I can answer that right off the bat. A freaking 5-foot tall, 3-foot wide C-3PO and R2-D2. That is dang near impossible in a 5-foot by 15-foot shop.
Well, all right. So we all know yours. What else?
Well, since you came up with the topic, I do believe you can answer that, Mr. Russ.
Well, I already did once, but the little Ferris wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that Ferris wheel. I mentioned it last, but to me, that was the hardest. Drawing it and then getting it to work and look right. That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
10-4. Lee Nyden is saying how to fix my camera. He needs more lighting. Just strap a lamp put a cap on, strap a lamp, and aim it at yourself.
Right in your face, yeah.
And Mark Stalling says, still waiting on the easiest thing you've ever done. Good job, Gary. So the easiest thing, on a serious note, I don't know how to answer that without sounding arrogant. To me, the less detail, the easier. Donna Presley says, and Tarja was my hardest. I can understand that because I've never done it. But going down the line, Edgar, what is the hardest project you've ever worked on? Even though you're good at everything, say, just let us know the hardest one.
I believe the question was hardest scroll saw project.
Okay, what's the hardest scroll saw project you've ever done? The first one?
Well, if he hasn't done any, then what is the hardest project?
I think he has.
I have done some scroll saw work, but that was way back on the farm, and I was a kid, and I was helping Grandpa out in the shed just cut up a bunch of big chunks of wood, because this scroll saw was huge. You could cut a cow up on this thing. That's how big it was, but that's about the extent of it.
Yep, we cut up cows all the time, by God. I have cut frozen hamburger meat with this scroll saw once because it's multi-useful. And we will get to what is the easiest project, just out of fairness, because there's two people that want to talk about that. But let me read from the Q&A, then I'll go over to Gary Griffiths for his hardest project. Wigwag Workshop, which is Steven, says, my hardest project is still in progress. It's a marble machine. I lost all of my marbles, so I can't make one. That was funny. That was third grade, but it was funny. Thank you. Gary Griffiths, what is the hardest thing you've ever worked on?
I don't know. I think just about everything I tried, I always picked the hardest pattern instead of starting easy. But I think to bank back everything I've done, I had to cut out. They were out of a book. They were angels. One was flying and one had wings, and I had to have, I think 40 of each or something of them. So I'd have 80 of them cut out, and I tried stack cutting them. And that was about the time I just started scrolling, and that was about the hardest thing I could ever had done or tried to do. It made me so frustrated trying to stack cut 3 and 4 at a time. I just got frustrated with it. But if I had to do it again, I could probably do it easier. But that was probably the hardest thing I could ever want to do.
And for in case you're wondering why I was laughing, because you said one was flying and one had wings, I thought you needed wings to fly. That's just me.
But one was flying. Well, one was laid out like she was.
Didn't have wings.
Well, one was standing up with wings, and another was flying across like she was flying through the sky or something. That's what I was trying to refer to.
And for Lee Knight was asking if we had seen a wolf made by a 4-year-old. I had not seen that, Lee. I'm going to go over to the Q&A, and then I will go over to you, John Schaffner. Q&A, let's start from the bottom. The other hard thing for Donna Presley was German Chalet. That's like a little house thing, I believe. Designing and making the wood gear clocks. That can be difficult. That was from Rick Hutchison. Mark Stalling says, my hardest was the John 316 cross. If you look up Spiritual Splinters Workshop or Wood Shop, I don't remember now. He'll correct me here in a little bit. On YouTube, he did 30 crosses in 30 days. And I believe that was his final one, was the John 316 cross. Dan Engerbresten says, the rubber thingamajig that pumps the air on my Delta 450 broke. For about a third of the price of replacing it, I just attached an $11 fish tank pump to the side of the saw. To the hell with the rubber doohickey. By God, that's saying it. I believe it's Spiritual Splinters Workshop.
Yeah, I believe that's it.
That's how you can find Mark Stallings crosses on YouTube. And John Schaffner, what were we talking about? Oh, the hardest thing you've ever done on a scroll saw.
There's actually two that come to mind. When I first started scrolling, my wife was looking through pattern books that I had, and she came across this zebra that was laying in the grass, and she wanted that because she's a big zebra fan. Well, it took me about 3.5 years to cut that sucker out. It had something like 600 and something piercing cuts, and boy, that was a rough ride. I mean, being new to it too, I mean, didn't help. And I had a piece of junk. The heck did I have at the time? I think I had a Craftsman Contractor Series scroll saw, single speed, pinned in no less.
Oh, yeah.
It was rough to do, real rough. I had to do some modifying. But anyway, the other thing is one of those fretwork clocks. It's like I don't remember what the heck, the Normandy clock or something like that. Real tall. That had something like 800 and something piercing cuts.
Yeah, it's a very nice clock. I believe it's called the Chimes of Normandy on Wildwood Designs.
Yep, that's the one. But that was tough. That took me about a year and a half to do. So, yeah.
All right. Lee Knighton being goofy asking how to fit a scroll saw in a semi. A semi is pretty big, so you shouldn't have any problem fitting it. But and Mark Stallings did verify that it is wood shop, not workshop. So it's Spiritual Splinters Wood Shop on YouTube if you want to see his crosses. Russ Meadows, what is the hardest thing you've ever worked on?
I took a little page out of your book and got a little bit ahead of myself. I blew up a picture of my granddaughter, and she's newborn picture. She's laying in a fireman's hat. Her father just became a firefighter, and I blew that thing up about 28 by 24, something like that, and I watched you do that 5-foot monstrosity, and I'm trying to see the line on my little one, and I can't see how you can do it. And I've been struggling with that thing. And it's still sitting there. I fiddle with it when I get time, but my God, I don't know how you can do that. I can't see the line hold it out like you do.
I'll tell you right now that.
And I'm using spiral blades, spiral blades on this, and it's eating my lunch.
I hear you, man. Okay, the hardest thing. Okay, the hardest part of me doing those 5-foot tall C3PO R2D2. Okay, number one, most people scroll like this, right around the blade. They'll say you're using a spiral, you're doing this, but I'm having to hold this gigantic piece out here and control it.
Exactly.
Other than that, the most difficult part was I have roller stands and stuff that I place around, but because my shop is so bloody narrow, it feels like this, but it's 5 feet wide. But there's a workbench in there. But anyway, the hardest part was trying to finagle it to where it would stop running into crap, and then it would make me go off my cut. That's why you don't see any close-up shots in most of that video, because some of my straight lines went like this when it hit something.
How do you keep it from vibrating and bouncing when you're holding it out like that?
In most cases, because it's so big, it's kind of heavy, so it reduces it. But you can get away with holding the large project with one hand and then putting your hand near the blade with the other.
Okay.
Thank you for asking
that.
Yeah, that was a pain in my pie tootie, I tell you what. Thank you very much, Lee. Lee, I forgot to ask you what your hardest project was besides trying to get a scroll saw on the semi. Hey, there's light on your face. That's what Lee Lyden looks like. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, I figured it out. I don't know. Each project is got its own unique challenges, I guess. But I think I got the most challenge when I'm designing something more than when I'm cutting it. Yeah. So if I'm trying to design a car or something and I need real fine lines, I think that takes me longer than actually cutting something out.
Absolutely. All right. I appreciate that, sir. I think the most difficult, you talked about creating patterns. Anybody that knows me for any amount of time, I'm always trying to one-up myself, and that's what I did with the C3PO thing. But as far as designing a pattern, I did the cast of Sons of Anarchy, and that took me most of a day. I did each character on 2 sheets of paper. Oh my God! So I can only imagine what it would take to cut that thing out. Because I think I just do it to one-up myself. I don't know. I need to go with simpler patterns to have a bigger market for people wanting to buy my designs, because I scare a lot of people with the detail. Russ, what's the hardest thing you already answered that, the Ferris wheel behind you. Okay, so we've done that. We've still got 8 minutes left in the show. Okay,
the race is still under red flag, and it's still raining, but I do think that it's slowed down enough where they're starting to prepare to clean the track.
They must have heard we were doing the show during the race, so the second we get done, it's gonna dry up, and then the race will be on.
Yeah, they got the what do you call them? The jet dryers are on the track right now, going around trying to clean it off. So,
by golly, I'm gonna pay. Lee Knighton says, although I found this elephant pattern by Charles Deering was a bit of a challenge. I didn't know I had a challenging elephant one. Oh well. I don't wait. Oh well, that sounded rude. I didn't mean it that way. In my book. Oh, the book. I don't have the book nearby, but I could have been spamming everybody with it because that's what I do. It's called Wildlife Portraits in Wood. Available at Amazon and your favorite bookstore, except for big box stores. Yeah. Thank you. I'm also in a collaboration book. Something else to do with wood and scrolling. I shouldn't have brought it up because I don't have any links. Mark Stalling says the detail is not what scares most people. It's that know you, Charlie. Okay. So he's saying it's not the detail that scares them. It's knowing me that scares them. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to be nice and I turned it into a cut down. We have 6 minutes left, and I'm just going to play eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and whoever I land on has to come up with the next topic. Eeny, meeny, miny, Gary. What's the next topic? It only has to fill up 6 minutes. Or the Q&A, people, folks, so y'all can throw a question or whatever, and we can.
I thought you said that you already had the next topic.
No, I never have topics anymore. That's why I'm doing these full panels, open discussion.
Well, I got one if you want to go the opposite direction. If Gary doesn't, I don't want to take away from him. Gary, you got a topic?
I don't know anything off the top of hand other than somebody had mentioned way back about wanting to know how to start a business up.
None of us know how to do that because I damn sure ain't doing good at it.
Me neither. You know, Lee Knighton is trying to get us in trouble. He asked if we made anything for our wives or mothers for Mother's Day, and I've been working on the shop, so my mommy thinks I hate her. And Mark Stolling says I hit it right on the head. That's Mark being Mark. Love you too, Mark. Does anybody want to discuss making?
I was going to say go the opposite direction. What was the easiest thing you ever did scrolling?
Oh yeah, we forgot to cover that, by golly.
Okay, well, I got mine right here. That's the easiest thing I think I've ever done. I made 3 little bird houses, and you can turn around back and you can probably see there's just a little piece of wood. Made the little design for the roof, stuck them on a piece of pine with a little 1/8 inch wooden dowel, bored a hole in the front. I mean, nothing to it. It looks great. I've made several of these and given them away, and then I've sold quite a few of them. So,
were those Diana Thompson designs or yours?
Actually, these are mine, and I did get them. I saw something similar to them when I designed this, so I don't know. It was a picture that somebody else had done something, and I went like, "Hey, I can create something like that." So I'm not going to take total credit for it, other than that these I did make on my own, but I don't. I've seen them somewhere else.
10-4.
They're not hard to. Trust me. They're. Look at them. They're not hard to come up with. Something to do.
2 cuts and a couple holes drilled. By God, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Thank you very much, Russ. I truly don't know what my easiest project was. For me, I guess the less detailed, the easier it is. Or unless it's shape outline of something, but I can go down the line. Donald Woodford, you can let us know in the chat section what your easiest project was. And Eugene, I will get to your question or your comment as soon as we get done going through the panel. Edgar, what was your easiest project?
I really shouldn't say it's an easy project, but my student had picked I think it's a 19-20-inch Craftsman up for $25 somewhere, and I just ran a couple of pieces through it just to see how well it would cut. That's about it.
Alrighty then. So just plain scrolling is easy. Gary, what's the easiest thing you've ever worked on?
I cut a frog out.
I bet that hurt. That frog's probably a little mad at you right now. Chipmunks. Oh my God. Oh, by the way, folks, if you did not watch the midday show, go start right around the 50-minute, 30-second mark of the midday show, episode 10, I believe, and watch from that point on. We lost our minds over something silly, but John, yeah, that's old. That's Russ for you. John Schaffner, what's the easiest thing you've ever done?
Probably these little garden bunnies that I used to make. They're just a bunny cut out, and you cut the legs out separately and glue them. You throw some paint on, throw them in the garden, let the kids tear them up.
10-4. Actually, y'all should watch the whole show, but the funny part starts at 15 minutes and 30 seconds ish.
The whole show's funny.
Yeah, it was funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lead night, and what is one of the easiest things you've done?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of easy things. Christmas ornaments, usually. I don't know. These guys usually work out pretty good. Simple cutouts.
Yep, silhouette. That would be a boxer.
A little golden or lab.
Yeah, some kind of dog. By God, that's an outline. That looks like it could be pretty easy. Thank you, sir. Russ Meadows. What is easy to you, sir? You're muted. You're still muted. We can't hear you.
Crap.
Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
got you. I've just been scrolling for a short time, so when I started out, it was hard, and now I'm getting into harder things, so it's still hard. I haven't got the easy yet. I need easy. I really need it. I need easy bad.
Just look up silhouettes on Google. Look up silhouettes on Google. Donald Woodford says tea lights are his easiest thing. And before I get to you, Russell Clarity, I'm gonna catch up in the whatchamacallit. Well, you've already been over your easy one, so I've already answered it too. So I'm gonna move over to the Q&A. Eugene Satterfield says, "What other mediums do people scroll with other than wood?" And I'll get to that in just a second as soon as I read the other ones. Easiest project for Wigwag Workshop was an arrow through a heart made with balsa and purple heart. Thank you for that. Then we also have, I do scroll with acrylic and styrene every once in a while. I believe styrene is like either styrofoam or plexiglass. I can't remember. Corian is one thing you can scroll out of. Then there's wood, obviously, and some people even cut through coins or very, very, very thin sheet metal. Mark Stolling says the easiest thing I ever did was make 2 pieces of wood out of one. That's funny right there. Easiest thing I ever did was go take a nap. But that's just me. Thank you, Eugene Satterfield, for that. And that being said, we are a minute over. Now, folks, for those of you that don't know, when I count down 3, 2, 1, in your real voice, Russ Clarity. Yeah, some people cut records. Some people cut records. But okay, where's that sound coming from? I have no idea. Okay, but I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and right after I say 1, everybody say scroll on, and then I'll end the show. Cool? Cool? Everybody cool? So you have to unmute yourself to do that. Lee, you have to unmute yourself. Okay. Right after I get down saying 1, everybody say scroll on. 3, 2, 1. Scroll on.